was instrumental in bringing 4 championships. He's beloved inside the organization, the fan base. So it's not so simple as it's money and years. This is why it's hard for me. You get relationships with these people, especially if you succeed with them. And that core has been together for 12 years. It just doesn't happen. And so this is a delicate negotiation. From what I see, he wants to stay.
Let me turn the camera this way.
But it is a test. It's certainly a test, like Woj said. And this is probably the first real test.
Probably because of the impending doom that was to come, the Warriors decided to appease their existing core in any way, shape, or form. Whether that meant trading away Jordan Poole and bringing on Chris Paul, which just makes them older and kind of handicaps them for the future, or giving up on James Wiseman and trading him to the Detroit Pistons so they could bring back Gary Payton II during last year's trade deadline. One by one, the Warriors consistently proved that they were going to do anything it took to appease Steph, Clay, and Draymond over trying to build towards the future. It's kind of like the inverse of The Last Dance. You know how in The Last Dance, the owner of the Chicago Bulls told his existing championship winning team that it's time to rebuild even though they were still winning championships? Well, in the case of the Warriors, they're doing everything they can to give their big three as many chances as they can to win as much as they can, even if it seems like they have nothing left in the tank. And they did everything they could to appease them. So going into this season, there are very high hopes and expectations for this team. Maybe Chris Paul is the spark that the Warriors need. He could lead the bench unit. Maybe you will get a more focused and locked-in Draymond. Maybe it was Jordan Poole that was the problem. And then the season starts, and Draymond Green is already getting into trouble for chasing down Rudy Gobert and putting him into a chokehold, or quite literally punching Yusuf Nurkic's face. Draymond Green wouldn't even get suspended for that long for that, and he honestly got a slap on the wrist in my opinion. But as the year went on, there was another strange theme that loomed over the Warriors season. For some reason, it seemed like Klay Thompson lost all of his talent. It's crazy that an individual that is known for 16 points in 29 minutes, or 11 three-pointers in a playoff game, or 37 points in a single quarter, or donned a headband and game, or 43 points on 4 dribbles, not to mention the individual that scored 10 straight three-pointers in a game, all of a sudden just couldn't find a bucket. And this was a huge theme for him all season long. Klay Thompson had his second worst three-point percentage of the season, shooting 39% from 3, but also shooting 43% from the field.
Curry's still cooking though.
Possibly could to make it work with Klay. And throughout the season, you could tell that Klay wasn't doing so well with the fact that he wasn't the same player anymore. So during the beginning of the season, Klay Thompson would start off very slow, eventually leading to this clip where he took offense and just assumed an interviewer was suggesting that he gets benched.
What do you want me to bench me?
I don't think I said that.
Okay. I mean, you can suggest it, it's fine, but I mean, thanks, Steve, I guess. Like, I don't know, sometimes you learn these things like patience and time to find yourself. I think history is on our side when it comes to that stuff.
But that would just be the tip of the iceberg. Things would get way worse for Klay, and people were wondering why. Was it the fact that his contract was about to expire and he wanted a max contract extension? On one hand, that's a very legitimate theory to have, but then you have to remember that this is Klay Thompson we're talking about. This is an individual that has experienced some of the most high-pressure situations in the NBA. Whether it's Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals versus the Cleveland Cavaliers when the Warriors had a 73-win season, which of course the Warriors would lose, or the fact that this man quite literally tore his ACL, rehabilitated fully, came back ready to go, and just a few weeks before the next season, he would tear his Achilles. And I'm not here to quantify pain or quantify obstacles for anything or anyone, but if you ask me, I think Klay Thompson has been placed under significantly more pressure, and every time he's overcome it, way more pressure than just a contract expiring. I don't necessarily think that's what's happening with Klay, and things would get way worse for Klay. As time went on, Klay Thompson would get benched because of his poor performance, but to Klay's credit, he took it in stride.
Found out this morning. Me and Steve had a good talk about it, and you could do two things. You could pout, or you can go out there and respond, and you just gotta let the ego go when you think of coming off the bench. And so, I mean, I thought about Manu Ginobili. That guy has 4 rings, and
Klay Thompson would still have a few good games here and there, but he was streaky at best. And nothing exemplified Klay Thompson's streakiness like the final game of the Golden State Warriors season. Now, going into this game, I just want to make it abundantly clear that I don't think the Warriors had that bad of a season, given everything that they've gone through, which is why I mentioned everything they went through in the beginning of this video. This team still finished 10 games over 500. It's not the fact that the Warriors suck, it's the fact that the Western Conference is obscenely competitive. For reference, if you look at the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference, the Atlanta Hawks, they're 36 and 46. They're 10 games below 500, and they're in the same position as the Warriors are in. The Warriors are 10 games above 500, 46 and 36, and they have to win 2 consecutive games in order to have the right to play against the OKC Thunder. It's really an unfortunate situation, and if you just look at the standings, we all know for the last week of the NBA season, it really could have gone a plethora of different ways. And to the Warriors' credit, they finished this season with an 8-2 record out of their last 10 games, which is the best in the entire Western Conference. It's just the West is significantly deeper this year. But the thing that was embarrassing about this is the Warriors would go in and face off against a familiar foe, the Sacramento Kings, and get absolutely obliterated. I mean, they would lose by 24 points to the Kings, and the most embarrassing part is that Klay Thompson had 0 points and went 0 of 10 from the field after playing 32 minutes of this game, truly choking in the most important part of the season, which is leading to a lot of fans to 1, clown on Klay Thompson, 2, tell the Warriors that they made a horrific mistake by trading Jordan Poole for Chris Paul, and 3, suggest that the Warriors dynasty is over, which is probably what the title of this video is. And I would say that there is a way to extend the dynasty, it just depends on how realistic the Warriors want to be. The moment that the season ended, Steph Curry said this about the team.
We obviously understand the league's changed, and we're getting deeper into our careers, and we have to continue to evolve and make the necessary adjustments to win games. But at the end of the day,
That man sound dead inside.
that's totally possible. I know this summer's going to be a lot of conversations and trying to set up ourselves to win, whatever that means. I hope that's the outcome.
Even Steve Kerr had this to say about the future of Klay Thompson.
Klay is the question mark there that you mentioned that. I mean, how imperative do you view it to keep him around?
We need Klay back. I mean, he's I know he had a tough night tonight, but what he represents for us, the spacing, he's still got good years left. And I know I speak for everybody in the organization. We want him back. Obviously, there's business at hand, and that has to be addressed with Klay's representatives and Mike and Joe. What Klay has meant to this franchise, as good as he still is, we desperately want him back.
Now, what's my personal take on the matter? Well, it really depends on what Klay Thompson wants from this stage of his career. A part of me thinks that maybe Klay Thompson was psyched out at the uncertainty of his future, which would make some sense, although wouldn't really make a lot of sense to me because, again, I think this man has been in way more difficult situations than this. But really, it depends on what Klay Thompson wants at this stage of his career. Klay is 34 years old. The Warriors' big three is currently in their mid-30s. The fact that they're playing at this level in of itself is nothing short of amazing. So if Klay Thompson wants a max-level contract or to get overpaid for his services, which a team like the Orlando Magic might be willing to do, then there's no way that the Golden State Warriors could compete with an offer like that. You're not going to make it back to the NBA Finals by paying Klay Thompson a maximum contract. That just doesn't make sense. However, if you're able to bring back Chris Paul on something like a veteran minimum contract, which is something that I feel like he'd be more than willing to take, considering that this man was getting paid an obscene amount of money into his late 30s. I mean, Chris Paul is truly one of the best businessmen in the entire NBA. So if you're able to bring back Chris Paul on a veteran minimum contract, and you're able to bring back Klay Thompson on a contract that pays maybe $20 to $25 million a year, and he's okay with a bench role, that frees up additional cap space for the Golden State Warriors to build around Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Chris Paul for one last championship run. But again, it all
Them niggas is not winning no chip. What the fuck?
This stage of his career. If you want a big payday and a a state that doesn't charge you any state income tax, then go to Orlando. No one would really blame you. At the end of the day, I think it's important that we're realistic about Klay Thompson's career. He's currently 34 years old, and he's suffered 2 major injuries throughout his entire career. The Warriors dynasty went on for over a decade. They won 4 championships throughout this span. They were one of the most dominant teams in the entire NBA. They've rebuilt and retooled over and over and over again to make sure that they can consistently compete with among the top teams in the Western Conference. Steph Curry is currently 36 years old. Klay Thompson is 34 years old. Draymond Green is also 34 years old. There's no shame in the fact that the Warriors dynasty might be over. I do think there is a path to making sure that the Warriors still can be competitive for the foreseeable future. But that path is going to be dependent upon the sacrifice that Klay Thompson would be willing to make. And at the end of the day, I won't fault him for any decision that he makes, because once it's all said and done, Klay Thompson will go down in NBA history as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Draymond Green will have one of the most decorated careers of all time. And the Golden State Warriors dynasty of the 2010s will be considered as one of the greatest dynasties of all time, with the 2017 iteration of the Golden State Warriors being without a doubt the greatest basketball team of all time. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're a Warriors fan. What do you think about all this? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Without further ado, I am welcoming my father, also.
I gotta service me, you know, so, and all that other stuff can wait. I really don't care about that.
It's the bottom of the 8th inning. The Giants have a 1-run lead, and Bob Melvin, manager, comes out and signals for the righty. This breakdown is brought to you by MLB 9 innings. The lefty comes out from the bullpen, which actually makes sense because it's a lefty batter, and the umpires were like, no, you want the righty. You signal for the righty, right? So the lefty reliever is like, leftists again. This old thing. He's pretty upset about it. Now, the Marlins manager, Skip, is like, no, he said righty. What's going on? Bob Melvin's like, all right, yeah, I said righty. Sure, give me the righty. The only problem is the righty isn't warming up. He wasn't warming up. So now he's got to get some throws in and go out there, but he wasn't even pitching in the bullpen. Meanwhile, they're taking their time to give him some more throws now that this mistake has been made, walking very slowly. And this pisses off Marlins manager Skip. He's like, hey, what's going on? Start the clock. Start the clock. He came out. And Laz is like, no, it's the wrong guy. And he's like, I know it's the wrong guy, but start the clock. Now, righty reliever comes out. He walks through the fence onto the field. Everyone's just patiently waiting. No, we're not patiently waiting. If you're Skip Schumacher, Marlins manager, you're very upset that they're wasting so much time when there's a clock involved. I'll tell you more about the real nuances of this because it's kind of funny. But here's what they were saying to each other. He goes, it's enough. Bullshit. Bullshit. No, the clock starts when he makes the field. He fucked up, and you know that. The clock starts when he's on the field. No, it does not. When does the clock start, Skip? It starts when he come out. Bullshit. He fucked up, and you know he fucked up. He did. Bullshit. Bullshit. And as he walks away, you see on the clock there that it's at 2 minutes. It hasn't even started. The timer is supposed to start when the reliever hits the warning track. As soon as he enters the field, just like Laz is saying, well, we saw him walk out already. It still hasn't started. He sees that, and he's to turn around and go, Laz! 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 The clock hasn't started!
He's still, oh my God.
Don't worry about it. I got it. Hey, don't worry about it. I got it. I got it. It's at 1:50 right now. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't tell me what time the clock's at. I got it. Now here comes the reliever. That's fucking bullshit. Ew.
Nah, I'm with the man.
Shit. Hey, let me handle it. I got it. I got it. Now let's go live time replay. This is when the correct reliever enters the field. And the rule does say that if the...
Appreciate y'all for tapping in with Off the Edge with me, your host, Cam Jordan. I'm sitting here just truly blessed to sit next to a Philadelphia legend, an Eagles legend, if you will. You know, he's technically a Michigan legend, alum. Go Blue. my guy, BG, Brandon Graham, draft class from the year before me, 2010. Man's heading to year 15. I don't even know, like, the beginnings of my wildest dreams is year 15. I just told you this. I'm like, man, you're headed there. You know, congratulations on just signing that 1 year extendo with the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, we met, just to preface all of it, we met 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We was out at the fight.
Yeah, no, shoot.
Was I him?
Yeah, no. It was your big blue guy from Pittsburgh Steelers.
Lamar Woodley.
Lamar Woodley, Big Woodley. He had a camp out in Saginaw, Sag Nasty, Michigan. And met you out there, and then you know just learned of your greatness, man. Because 15 years in now, you're Super Bowl champ with Philadelphia Eagles. Been to another Super Bowl, like you know, just how does it feel going into year 15?
You know what? Going into year 15, especially how we've been practicing and all that stuff, it's not as bad because I've been trying to take care of myself. But you know, of course, injuries happened for me year 13. Tore my Achilles, came back off, rehabbed all the way, and then ended up playing at a high level when I came back. But it was just, I think it's just more of me taking care of myself, man, taking care of my body. The way we practice, it's not like old school days when I first came in, because man, I definitely would have made it to 15. Because
you were pre,
yeah.
So you did before the lockout.
Yeah.
Which means you was at double day time.
Double day.
Real double day. Practice in the morning.
45.
Oh,
man. Get you a little nap in, then you got to come on back.
Yeah, that's the one where the guys are really losing weight. Like, now you have to fight to lose weight in camp.
Yeah.
And then, the camps hit different. Tell me why Jalen Hurts was the first person you called after you signed your extension.
Oh, man, because me and Jalen, over the years that he's been here, we've just been building. We actually stay around the corner from each other now, and so it's been cool just on how that relationship evolved. I feel like it's way more than just football with us, and that's what I try to make it, man. Because sometimes you know how it is. It's like it could be a work relationship with a lot of people, and when they leave and go home and doing what they do, I know that for me, I try to keep in contact, trying to check on people, especially if I know they ain't playing no more. Trying to get insight on what's some of those feelings you're going through. Just so that I could be as prepared as I could be when that time comes. But a lot of guys say they just need that purpose for after. And so that's why I always tried to make sure I did things like the brew camps and, business combine with Caleb Thornhill. We just did that. I do a lot of just off-season stuff, while I got the shield on when I can get into these rooms.
Business boot camp.
Yeah.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
And trying to be all Jacks. I'm Jacks all trade.
Yeah. Gotta do that. Stick your hand into the hat. See what you
What's
pull.
up,
See if you
Sherrod?
like it. If not, put it back. Because while we're playing NFL gonna use the hell out of us. So let's figure out what we can get from them too.
100%, man.
Ooh. Why is it so important for you to commit to play your entire career with Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, it just became that. Once I won the Super Bowl, the way we won it, with the strip, and it just boosted me even more. And then I started. Of course, you got to play at a high level where they still believe in you. And I know for me, it was more about just serving the guys too, because that's why I feel like I'm still here, because we lost Kelsey, we lost Fletcher Cox, and I know that they just don't want to lose everybody. Just everybody, just how you got to go to rehab and you trying to wean off certain people being. It's like the same thing. It's like they didn't want to just cold turkey drop everybody. And of course, if I didn't play good last year, I wouldn't have probably been with the coach just being real. Like, this is a production league, and so how we talk and just serving the guys, man, trying to help them get to their next level. Just working hard, taking practice serious. You know how it is.
You call them by the first name. Me and Howie, we sat down, chopped it up. Not a lot of people able to just go up top and be like, hey, this is on my plate, this was on your plate, let's keep it a buck. Because this league, like you said, is a business.
It's a business.
And if you hadn't played, they're a production, they're gonna tell you 100 reasons why you can't make the money that you want to make or whatever it is, or they're gonna try and incentivize your contract for whatever it is. But you can go up and talk, and you talk, hey, this is how long I want to play.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. What you got?
That's it.
And that's what it was. And that's what I can respect because he want to keep all his draft picks, if he can. And so what I tell young boys now, it's like, man, make it work. Because, or if they close, make it work with the team that drafted you because you'll be the first to go when you get that big contract elsewhere.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, the boys leave, and I'm like, hey, bro, sometimes the grass isn't always greener. Just because they dangle that T-bone in front of you, you may not get to the real part. You know what I'm saying? You may not see that.
No.
They're gonna throw that big contract at you, but how much of it are you gonna see? Yeah. When you get drafted, they expect you to see it all, and they're gonna help this. Sometimes the guys fall, the production isn't what it is, and yet their team still wants well for them.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. Like that's where I try to talk to some of them. I know you trying to get to the bag, but like you say, if you go on the 49ers, it's like, man, you know how much tax out there? You ain't gonna see all that. That's a big number that's just gonna help them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
right.
I mean, hopefully you save all your money because it's life changing for sure. But you gotta know that you paying taxes in all these different states, and I want 8 of them to at least be in a great state like Tennessee. You got Florida. I mean,
Texas,
Philly, Texas. Stuff like that. But I know for me, I'm glad that I did stick it out and try to work it out with the team, especially after I won that Super Bowl, because it was a moment before we even got there where I wanted to make an emotional decision and bet on myself because of how my career was going with them.
Right.
You feel like you're being played with a little bit, but it's just like I'm glad that my wife helped me in that, like be logical on this. She just just sat me down because I really wanted to. I had to go with the security for my family, and at the time Chip Kelly was there. They just wasn't offering what I thought was fair, but it's all good. Like I learned a lot in that situation. But man, I'm telling you, man, Cam, I be trying to serve these young boys now.
No doubt.
Take care of yourself, take care of your body, man, and pass it on to them. We all need each other to get to where we're going. If I got some info that's gonna help you, when your time comes, just know that I'm gonna help you as best I can.
Hey, whatever info I got, let's
pay it clear. Pass it on. Because at the end of the day, man, like you said, it's the organization. They gonna take care of it because they gonna be here. Like they here now. For a lot of people that I looked up to, like a JP and them boys, they retired and gone, and they on to the new packs.
Right.
You better do all you can for your family while you're there.
Absolutely, bro. You talked about playing again, playing with Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox, and them not being part of the franchise no more, whether they retired or whatever that is. But how special was it to have such a core group for 10 plus years? You got Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, you, Fletch. Like that's a strong core. Everybody knows your locker room carries a lot, and when you have that same core, be able to build and create a culture. How was it building that culture with those guys to where will it go?
I think it was great because people had people in different rooms. You got Kelsey. Then at the time we did have we stole Malcolm from y'all, so Malcolm was kind of in there for a minute.
And then was balling with y'all.
Yeah, balling. You know what I'm saying? I know. And so having those guys in different rooms. That's why I was saying the year we won a Super Bowl, we had guys like Blunt in the running back room. We had Malcolm Jenkins, who had the boys together. Corey Graham, at the time, he was a big mentor to a lot of the guys. Then you got in our room, me and Flex. Then the linebackers, we had Nigel. He was really taking over at the time. Jordan Hicks, he was hurt, but he kept leading at that time. And man, it was special. I mean, and then Kelsey was making his name as he was going. It's even more.
Shout out to my dog Mike Kendricks, by the way.
Yeah, Mike Kendricks. Yeah, Mike Kendricks. You know what? And Mike was too. Like Mike, of course, with Mike, you gotta just make sure you keep him right at the end of the day. And so Nigel boys made show. It just worked out, man.
Absolutely.
And Mike, man, that's funny you said that because I seen Mike. We did a signing. They did like the championship team. We did a signing together. And got to see him looking good. Had a big old blue little jacket on.
Yeah.
Looking smooth like he always do. But man, it was people in every room, and they helped be able to echo the call. So now with them gone, I gotta see who the next man is. Who gonna be the next one? That's gonna be them. I don't want you to be Kelsey. I just hope that you learn what you could from them every day. When you seen them in that room, and now you know what it takes. And you seen on the field what you got to do off the field, the film you got to watch, the film you got to talk about with your coach and stuff like that. Because if you're gonna be the quarterback of the of the line, I mean, I got to be able to. Kels was smart. Like, I mean, you got to be able to make them calls and be able to know who bluffing, who ain't. You know, you ain't gonna always get it right, but you got to make sure you keep everybody together. Because I mean, we go as the center go. Absolutely go as them calls.
For sure.
Man, if we ain't on the same page, bombs over Baghdad, but we can't get there. We never can get there. If
the ball out quick, it take two.
It take two.
It take me. It take Marshawn Lattimore. I need you like you need me. Let's work together.
Let's work together. But they gotta believe in that dream too.
Absolutely.
So, I think man, it's gonna be tough because it's gonna be new territory. But we gonna make every year. Everybody, that team was that team. What we gonna be? And I ain't worried about what we did last year. Is what we gonna do this year because I know we should feel a little sting from what we did last year. So let's go out there every day. You know what it took to do that. We work hard every day, and we gotta make sure that we stay on the same page because it just wasn't on the same page like it should have been. Knowing what we know.
For sure. I mean, we
should have been seeing each other too.
Man,
I know I ain't gonna bring that up. I know you had to talk about that.
Man, look. I was cool with y'all winning that year because it had Minnesota won. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wouldn't that would have been the stain in my life. Minnesota Miracle derailed us. Y'all with Nick Foles, I said, shh, they get Nick Foles. And next thing you know, Nick Foles is out there destroying the Skull Clock, and I said, okay. I said, okay, Lord, man. At least
we didn't want to see y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, just for me personally,
man, we wanted to see y'all because I think we had played earlier that year, and I was like, yeah, we like this matchup. We had already picked out Sean Payton was like, after we get done with him, we got Philly. And I said, no, I hate. Anytime a coach foreshadows what is going to happen, I'm like, I got nervous. I'm like, damn, don't say that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Everybody know that already. We just gotta get there.
Yeah, we just gotta get there.
We gotta get there.
Then you end up with the strip sack and strip sack to seal the Super Bowl and the legend continues. And if you just think about that strip sack, right? Tom Brady's Super Bowl 52, that changed the trajectory of your legacy with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
That led you into a moment that's going to be iconic forever. When they think Philly's Super Bowl, they're going to be like Brandon Graham strip sack.
Yeah. Nah, it's something special, man, that I don't take for granted. I really look back and be like, man, I was really mad at Philly for a minute because it was just Earl Thomas this. We could have got this guy and all that, and I was about to leave because of that. And
hey, they gonna leave? You gonna leave?
Because it was so much. Like I told you, it was tough in the beginning of making that emotional decision because I didn't feel I was being treated right. Then it was more with the fans and stuff like that. Because I would have good. I was playing okay, but then Earl Thomas was playing, at a high level, and I went right after I think he went after me at 14. We had a chance to get him. That's why they thought we traded up because Brian Dawkins just left, all that stuff, and then Pierre Paul got him too. He was balling. He ended up winning the Super Bowl that next year, in 11. So I had to hear that, man, for so many years, and I ain't really like being there at first. And then when we won that Super Bowl, for that moment, it was like, wow, everything changed. And like you said, things changed where I could go up to Howard and be like, so what's going on? That's where you build that confidence.
Absolutely.
We finally got us one. And, I mean, yeah, you still got to play at a high level, but I think for me, that's when things changed. And I was happy that I stuck in there, man, because, I mean, you know how hard it is to get. I mean, you living it right now. Right. We gonna compete. We got a good team coming back too, but y'all boys gonna be tough too. You know what I'm saying?
Hungry. Mm-hmm. Hungry is the word for all these wins, bro.
Yep.
You look back at your rookie self with everything that you know now. Would that change anything for you? Because you talk about your trials and tribulations, JPP going after you. You talk about everybody sort of wanted Earl from your draft class, and then to where you are now, you're the legacy guy. JPP's retired. Earl has been retired for a couple years. I don't know if he's come out and said it, but it is what it is. Yep. What would you tell your younger self, your rookie year?
I would say to not worry about nobody else at that time. You know, I felt like even when I got hurt, I remember saying, man, them boys don't even get it. They out here getting days off, and I'm over here working. We working. I was a little, you know, I don't know why I was, you know, just looking at that. I just felt like as a rookie, I just had all this pressure on me. And then I had Washburn too. Washburn was a tough coach, boy. And I just, you know, nothing I did what I felt like was making him, you know, happy at all. And
I'm eating, and yet he's still looking at me like I'm starving.
Yeah, taking care of these, you know, the older guys at the time, and then just giving me the crumbs and just so much. So I was just like, man, I want to break too, just like them boys. And then I got a long break. I tore my knee, and then I was like, at that point, I was like, man, I ain't gonna worry about nobody else, because I ended up going through a lot of stuff during that time when I was coming back from injury, and that's when Earl Thomas and all that. We could have had this guy. We got this dude. And so I would say I love the perseverance I had because it was tough, but I had some guys like JP, at the time, Trent Cole, them boys, man, to be able to help me in a dark time that I didn't know was dark until I got out of it. Because I was still smiling, being me and all that little stuff, but I ain't go out nowhere. I ain't do nothing as much.
You were affected, but it wasn't an affliction.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that. Yeah, it was just more like, man, like you can still go out, still have fun, enjoy yourself. I was even not even talking with family, you know, that type of, like I was just in the house most of the time. So if I could talk to myself, like I said, just not worry about nothing else. Everything got a season. You know, even when you're going through your worst times, it's only for a season. And then it's gonna switch up. It might not switch up all the way up here, but it's gonna switch up. You know, but you know, it was a grind, man. You gotta stay with it. How bad do you want it? You gotta talk to yourself in a positive.
How bad do you want it? Is always gonna be one. Don't sell me the dream. Sell me the vision.
Tell me.
I need to see what our plan is and how we gonna get it. Like when you figure out your way, you figure out your plan, and you set like how I'm gonna dominate the day. That's when them days start stacking, and that's when you see real significant change. But tell me about, you know, you talked about how you almost left Philly. You think, you know, into the Giants at that, right?
Yeah.
Like, what came down in 2015 when you were thinking about leaving versus staying versus Giants, which staying in division is crazy work to me. To stay in the division, like that's low key a rival.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like clearly it's Giants, Cowboys, but it's also Philly in that thing too.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are the little three-way triangle.
It's always, I mean, and then the Redskins every now and again.
I don't want to, like, nobody.
I like
You tell me.
Like
You
this
tell
year,
me.
like this year, some of the coaches that they got, like Daryl Tapp, who you know I play with, know his energy. Like he got his first little spot as a D-line coach. I mean, they got a good staff, I would say.
Absolutely.
And you know how it is having a staff. I mean, if you got you a solid staff, you gonna be all right.
You usually have your main rival, but then somewhere in your division,
Yeah.
somebody else just pops their head up every couple of years. Like, we rivals.
But them three, we've been a three-headed.
Yeah,
we
for sure.
For a minute. Yeah, man, I think just for me in that moment, it was because I was just feeling a certain way about the fans. And y'all want me, all right, bet.
I'm gonna leave.
Do that. And I'm gonna come see y'all twice a year. I'm gonna show y'all shit.
The petty factor. I do love the petty factor.
That's why I said they was offering a 1 year at the time, and then Philly was offering me that 4-year deal. I ended up signing anyway.
Right.
So I went with security because I had my family.
So that's what you meant by security.
Yeah, that's
1 versus
security.
4. Got it.
And so at the time it was baby girl, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, wifey just talked some sense into me at that time, and it just was cool because I got to go into security. I went with the security. I probably seen Chip 1 more year after that, and then we ended up getting Doug. Played through that first year with Doug. Second year we won Super Bowl.
Right.
You know, and
Panned out well.
It never would have like happened if it just showed me that much more on how much life is full of choices, and you gotta make sure you exhaust everything that you can. Because me and wifey had a talk. We had a real long talk about it because it got serious for a minute. Because my agent like, hey, what are we gonna do? Because you know it's only gonna last for a minute. It's not gonna be on the table. And I was just like, you know what? Let me talk with wifey a little bit. We sat, we talked, and it was like, yeah, you started here, but at the end of the day, if you're not feeling good, you don't have to. But I don't want you to do it for that reason. And I was just like, you know what? She was just like, you know, if they offer me for it, where they want to keep me. So let's just go with that. Let's see what happens. I know for me, it was like, all right, well, bet. That's what still kind of, I got this chip on my shoulder now because it's still the same. It's like, y'all wanted to get rid of me for real. Like, you know, the fans, that's how it was. But then I came back and I persevered.
Everybody knows about them Philly fans, though.
And man.
Hey, they're the best when y'all winning. Boy. They the worst when y'all doing anything but.
Oh, yeah. So, Wifey talked some good sense into me, and it became that I want to just want to prove them wrong. And, you know, I'm like, they gonna eat them words. That's just something I used to carry with me all the time, man. And man, when it happened 3 years later, it was like, wow, like, you know, just the power of the tongue on top of, you know, just making it to exist, making sure you putting that plan in place of that belief. All right, man, it's gonna be hard to get to do what you want to do. You got to do it one day at a time, and this is what you got to do right now. And so I feel like, man, I shout out to my wife because she definitely talks some sense into me. And then, of course, my mom, because her work ethic, I seen every day.
Yeah.
That helped me in those moments when I wanted to give up. Definitely.
For sure. Moms will drop some gems that you ain't really trying to hear, but you needed to hear.
Yeah.
But what do you looking back at your 14 years completed, what would you say is your proudest moment of your NFL career?
I mean, with it not being done, I mean, I'm loving the role I have right now. Like I told you, I'll be serving the guys, but if I had to say, it was that year we won Super Bowl. I mean, that was everything, man. That was the first team I was ever on where I was like, man, we was together. I miss them boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That energy, the jokes. I mean, when you got jokesters on your team, man, you know, we laughing every day. I wish I had more video of because we used to go out to eat every Thursday. As a defense, sometimes it's the offense in there. When it's supposed to be a defensive thing, that's just they'll let you know a lot right there. When other guys hanging offense, defense, and they be like, man, come to our defensive thing.
Right.
One person pay for it, like me, a vet. Right now, I pay for the whole meal, and then we all switch every week.
Right.
And the guys that can do it. And so it was just that last meal, man, when we was about to play the Patriots. It was everybody in that thing. It felt like, and I mean, I can see Marigos laughing. Chris Marigos, he was a jokester. He was funny. I mean, man, you got Blunt, them boys that came in, because, you know, DB's messing with the running backs and stuff. And it's just, it was a
like chemistry.
Yeah,
like every year the locker rooms change. But like personalities change with it too. And some years you're closer than others. Mm-hmm. But them years that you're close, you're like, like we're winning. We're like, you can feel the difference in the winning.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, we're winning because of us. Like,
because look at the dancing y'all doing after every touchdown. Yeah. And y'all boys, we got coordinated stuff that y'all believe is gonna happen for real. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, man, it just worked out that way. So, even the year we won the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl, that was a close team too. And it sucked because that would have been my best team because I felt that vibe too, and we made it. And it just was, it was so good. But Mahomes, man, he is the king right now. And we got to slay the king, man. We gonna have to we want to get there. So, but yeah, man, that moment that year we won Super Bowl was a special year for me. So, but I'm not done yet because this could be it.
No, I need this year. You can have year 16.
But what year is this?
I'm coming up at 14. Yeah. You and Tyson was draft class 2010, and I was 1 year after, man. Like, I need that this year. Like you've had your shots at it. I need at least one shot at it.
Yeah, I got.
But as we're sitting here at broadcast workshop week, NFL puts on the broadcast workshop. What is it that you're looking forward to, and what do you look to gain from it? As well as, do you see yourself? Let's leave it at that. What are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to just seeing myself being put to the test on some stuff that I'm familiar with, but now it's about to get real. Like, calling a game, it's like, whew, that jump.
You haven't done that yet.
Getting my heart beating a little fast. Talk about it now. It's like, call a game. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna be as animated as I can be, but yeah, man. What I'm trying to get out of it is just the challenge of doing some stuff, getting uncomfortable with some stuff,
right?
And trying to get comfortable in a space where I think I can thrive. If I really work at it, like how the attitude that we have, man. It's like, I know it's gonna be uncomfortable, but you can do it. I tell people all the time, it's one day at a time. And don't look too far ahead on what you already don't know. You gotta find out, be here, be in the moment. And I just really wanna learn, honestly, this week and exhaust everything. That's what I'm doing this year, exhausting everything that I can. Put myself to the test, and help people along the way.
Okay.
Yeah, and be able to help other people that's on their way out. It's like, man, it ain't as bad as you might think or what you're going through if you setting yourself up now.
Man, a servitude.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
it. Just trying to have that feeling, man, of serving and being able to get more experience and stuff that I never really got a chance to because I made excuses in the off season. I'm training, I'm doing this, but now it's like, all right, it's getting real, B. Like, what you really want to do? All right, come on. You got some stuff that's offered to you, but come on. Do you really want to do that? Do you love that?
Right.
And so that's why I'm doing this right now to see if I'm gonna love, just coming to work every day.
Why not? All right, well, let's check out this segment called Quick Hitters. I got 3 quick questions for you to wrap this up. I just want to know, you've been in Philly for almost 15 years. You say you moved there now full time. What Philly slang do you catch yourself repeating?
That John.
Hand me that John. You seen that John? Let me get that John.
Let me get that John over there. That over there.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a top 3 Detroit rapper or artist that you listen to?
Man, Iceware, and it's tough. The whole clique of him, because we grew up, knowing, them, and then let me see, if I had to go, then you put me on the spot with that one. I'm trying to think, I can't think of that name. Sada Baby, yeah, Sada Baby, and then it's that's still the same tree. Why can't I think of his name? I can see his face. Peasy. I just say Peasy and they crew. All of them.
No Eminem?
I like Eminem.
No, that's not what you said. That's crazy.
This is who going right now.
Right now.
Okay. Right now that I know.
Okay. Yeah. If there was any moment in your NFL career that you could live one more time, what would it be? Relive any moment in your NFL career.
Oh, I'm going back to that strip set. I'm going back.
Strip set.
Sitting on that bench after that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was. I just said, I can't believe I just did that. Like, I know you probably have no.
Man, there's been games where I'm just breathing excellence. But like so that being said, it's strip sack. Do you still have that on as a license plate?
Not no more. Not no more. I had to get rid of it because it got crazy.
You sat there on the Escalade. The strip sack was right there. I just knew Philly was like giving you royal treatment. I said, oh, he going wild with this one.
Oh, well, it was cool.
You know who in there.
It really was cool, but yeah, it became that. Like, it became on the freeway, people, honking, and now I'm on alert, like, man, let me make sure nobody follow me.
No doubt. I'm not a mark out here.
Stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that.
Boy gonna roll down the window and be like, give me that jump.
I'm always. You're right. They gonna say all that, but, I just really, I enjoyed just having that moment. Like, something that I always be able to have for the kids.
Yeah. And I appreciate you tapping in with me, my dog. Hey, thank you for tapping in with Off the Edge with your host, me, Cam Jordan, my guy, BG, Brandon Graham, sitting here, Philadelphia legend, Eagles legend.
Memes for RNA Volume 29 by the one and only Bryson. Listen to me, Mr. Bryson. Before you were on edge, you were on the line of being banned, bro. Because your memes was goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then our editor, Jordan, came in, dropped 2 of them, and we're like, yo, this ass.
Yeah, come on, hurry up with those bags.
What the
Jelly's going up. Vanilla cream. Hurry up with those bags, Diddy. Dang.
Stop looking.
Tornado like that.
Is that a tornado? Tech? the sake of it. That's all I'm hoping for.
Oh my God, my knees. Damn, my knees.
When you make or miss, just keep moving. Everybody move. Right when it touches your hands, pull it. Right when it touches your hands, pull it.
Yeah. Weave, duck. Here we go, look. Weave. Come on. Duck in. Rebound. Come on. All right, we use some of the rest. Rebound reactions.
The energy, the toughness. Keep going. 2 seconds. Something right now.
Here we go. Ready? Let's go. Come on, let's go. Here we go. Ready? Set. Good. Here we go. Good. Here we go. He was there, bro. Stop. He was there. Dawn, we got to get out of that. We keep going over there, and then we pass it, and by the time we pass it, we right here. Nah, hell no. I want the ball right here. I want it right here. Here we go. I'm going to try to see my bad. Let's go. Ready? Here we go. Ready, set. Yes. Hell yeah. That's how we got to get it. I need 5 of those. Set.
Coach messes with Brian every day about, hey, your knees hurt. Oh, his back's hurt. Like, something's wrong.
Brian will always grab his knee. He didn't want to practice that. He didn't want to practice no more.
But you're not going to find very many 7-foot guys who aren't broke down physically. Your body's not made to do that at that height. In the past, he'd be like, oh, my knees hurt, and I'm just not going to play. You know, my back's kind of messed up. I'm just going to take the day off. Now, he's someone who, like, understands, like, you got to get through that in order to be the best you want to be at the next level.
This may be the first year that he's gone through a whole season and didn't need it. And so with that, he has calculated steps of how he wants to handle himself. Get out of the average mindset! Freaking average mind! Freaking be a player, be a man!
It's definitely frustrating, but I feel like it's also helping me build as a player because I feel like I can play through pretty much anything now.
Fucking know you hurt him, bro. Push through. Nobody give a fuck about that shit. What, man? What, dog? Don't look like something wrong right now, bro, dog. Yeah, man. Make sure. Where y'all finna go, man? Diane. It look like something like y'all finna do something wrong. Brian, did you make 10 in a row? Yes, man. Come on, dog. You know I made 10 in a row. You saw me. I did. Come on, Coach. Like Coach Rob said, you probably shot 10. I don't know if you made 10 in a row, though. Shamar? I made my 10, dog. I made my 10.
I know, I feel you guys. It was a shorter practice, huh? But intense.
It was pretty intense. It was good, though.
Yeah. And then do you need ice as well?
No, I'm cool for, like, more support.
More support. I feel you. Okay, cool. I'll get that answer.
My little sister's birthday, like, Nancy. It's probably September 9. Yeah. Oh, God, I ain't seen her since she was about 7. Yeah. That's how we should be, bro. Honestly, that's the best part about being at Eli to me right now, bro. I can home and see my little sister whenever you close as hell. I ain't been to the crib in years. But that's the thing, though. I am being remotely close to home in like 6 years for real. So it's like, it's nice.
She'll get up and drive that car somewhere, right? Yeah, she'll probably ram into somebody, be like, you saw me at the red light.
Yeah. Oh,
But
Out of the two of us, I have the good temper. Like, I'm fine out of the two of us.
What? Wait, me?
Compared to me and Bree, I have the good temper.
You do.
Yeah.
I have the best temper, though.
He's got a really bad temper, but compared to him and Brianna, he's got a better temper.
Oh, it's bad. When that nigga punched a hole in the door.
Hey,
damn.
Oh, my bad.
temperaments. Bree gets violent. I just get frustrated. She gets sad. That's her temperament. She just gets sad.
Maddie's the sad, Brianna's the mad, and Brian's the angry. You gonna say the night?
Yeah, you know, I'm sure on the
So tell me about your game tomorrow, Brian. Is it like something we can buy tickets to attend, or?
Honestly, Mom just need to close this shit out.
You don't want us there.
Just let me close it out. I didn't have y'all. I heard y'all just pull up to.
I'm like, I haven't been to any of them since you've been to ELAC, so.
Just let me close this shit out. Let's not even. Let me just finish it. Move on with our lives.
Brian,
What's up?
I'm thinking about switching one of my classes because I hate that class so much.
From what to what? And what are your grades looking like now?
They're really good though.
What did I promise I would get you again if you had?
Converse.
Converse? But you already got them.
Yeah, because my grades are good.
Oh, okay.
And then mom got them for me though. And my grades are really good now because it's the beginning of second semester. But I hate orchestra.
Why? What instrument are you playing?
Cello.
I don't like any of my orchestra teachers. They're not supposed to be nice, honestly.
You play orchestra?
I played orchestra for like 6 years. I played violin, viola, cello, flute, orchestra bass. I played drums for a little bit.
Growing up, Brian didn't like basketball. You know, he wasn't into it. He was into art, and he was into music, and he was into different other things, but it was not basketball.
I was in book readers. I just read whatever was in the house. My grandma always had something random, whether it was the Bible or I read The Great Gatsby a lot. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Picked up books that took me to different places. Being in North Long Beach, right on the edge of Compton and Long Beach, definitely a hot zone for gang activity and just all around drama. So a lot of my childhood was avoidance, you know, just trying to stray away from conflict just because I knew that, like, regardless of how the conflict went, it might be, you know, not a good situation for me. So I just decided to kind of isolate myself a lot as a child. A lot of the time I was just with my babysitter or my aunt. So I guess my mom wasn't around a lot, so my dad lived in New York. And my mom, she was kind of in and out sometimes, so. Me and my younger sister were very, very close when she was first born, especially her going into elementary school. And even now, she's, you know, I look at her more like a kid of mine more than my sister, just because I've been there, helped raising her since she was born. So it's like anything she's ever needed, like she'll just come to me. I just turned 13. My birthday's in January. This happened in like end of March. A lot of screaming in the apartment, a lot of arguing. I didn't know what about because I didn't really care because there was always like arguments going on in there. My mom comes in and just basically tells us that she's leaving.
I sat him and Brianna down. I was like, I have to go. Me and Maddie were gonna go, and you know, but you can stay here with Brandon. We clear that up. That you can stay here with your grandmother. And then Brian was like, you go, I go. Who's gonna take care of you? You know, who's gonna take care of Maddie? And I was like, you're a kid. He was like, well, yeah, he's done. Yeah, that's fine.
I sleep with my knees up. When I sleep with my back with my knees up. And my girlfriend, and she's like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, well, when I was in the homeless shelter, we would like get our stuff stolen a lot. So I would sleep with all of our bags and our belongings under my knees, under the blanket. So no one would take anything. For about a year, while we were bouncing around from shelter to shelter, and while she was working, trying to scrape enough money to make sure we were okay, I was basically just raising a sister on my own. So we made sure we ate one big meal in the morning because we understood that we weren't going to eat again until after my mom was off work, if we could that night. So I don't think she ever knew we were homeless. So kind of take pride in that.
It was like overnight. He went from like playing with video games and with his friends and stuff to kind of having to grow up overnight. You know, make sure that our stuff didn't get stolen when we were in shelter, which it did. And it was just like, God, why is this happening? Like, why am I having to you know, for him to go through this? And he was like, it's okay. His thing is that he just didn't want, you know, for one day for me to go to the bathroom or something with Maddie and then something bad happened to our stuff or to Maddie, or his thing was he had to protect us. And I said, you know, I'm your mom, I'm supposed to be doing that. And he said, it was like, no, it's us. You know, I'm gonna do it. He quickly became the man of the no house, you know. Yeah. It's like he had to literally grow up to be a man overnight. You know, Mom, do we have this? Do we have enough of this?
We were homeless for about a year and a half, 2 years. That's actually when I started playing basketball. You know, those times got hard. I kind of distracted myself with basketball and put myself into work. It's definitely humbling just because I understand that, like, at any point, if I stop working, that's definitely a real possibility. It's just going back to that. So it's like, it gives you some drive when you start off seeing what you don't want to do, being able to move from there. I want to be able to go to sleep and be comfortable with the fact that my family had something to eat today. You know, they had a meal, they have somewhere to sleep, I have somewhere to sleep, people I love are taken care of. So that's honestly all I'm pushing for at this point.
Their whole season depends on this game. They got conference title at stake. They got playoffs at stake. They're going to play desperate. And you can't give them no hope. Last time we didn't give them hope. We didn't give them a glimpse. And they didn't know what freaking hit them. And the way y'all was guarding and top foot up and dudes just couldn't figure it out. We're freaking Pitbull. We're not going away. Freaking Josh is freaking putting your head in the pads. And Brian P. Johnson is going to freaking put the ball on the glass on purpose with two hands like this. Now, when we knew it was going to, well, hell yeah, boy. Put that junk on the glass. Hell yeah, it was going to. Hell yeah. Would you take the ball and you freaking, every time I love that junk. Ah! I love that junk. Hey, I love that, dog. Don't you love that, coach? So anyway, I felt sorry for him a little bit. Bro, in 3 weeks, we should be like in the Elite Eight, and we playing for something bigger. So this is a preparation for that, and we don't play around with it. You know, I was thinking about it today. I woke up this morning folding clothes. I'm folding clothes, thinking about, dang, this is going down the stretch. It's tougher and tougher and tougher. It don't get no easier anymore. They may not make the playoffs if they don't beat us. I'm just telling you, you're gonna get popped in the mouth. You guys got to take care of business tonight. The intensity needs to be like last time, and we need to get our playoff mojo in place, all right?